Give me thy torch, boy. Henson, stand aloof, yet put it out, for I would not be seen. Under yonder trees lay they all along, being loose, unfirm with digging up of graves. But thou shalt hear it. Whistle then to me as signal that thou hearest something approach. Give me those flowers. Do as I bid thee. Go.
I am most afraid to stand alone here in the churchyard, yet I will adventure.
Sweet flower, with flowers thy bridal bed I strew. Oh woe, thy canopy is dust and stones, which with sweet water nightly I will do, or wanting that, with tears distilled by moans. Obsequies that I for thee will keep, nightly shall be strew thy grave and weep. The boy gives warning, something doth approach. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight, to cross my obsequies and true love's right? What, with a torch, muffle me night a while.
Give me the mattock and the wrenching iron. Hold, take this letter. Early in the morning, see thou deliver it to my lord and father. Give me the light. Upon thy life I charge thee, whatever thou hearest or seest, stand all aloof and do not interrupt me in my course. Why I descend into this bed of death is partly to behold my lady's face, but chiefly to take thence from her dead finger a precious ring, a ring that I must use in dear employment. Therefore hence, be gone. But if thou, jealous, dost return to pry, and what I farther shall intend to do, by heaven I will tear thee joint by joint, and strew thy hungry churchyard with thy limbs. The time and my intents are savage wild, more fierce and more inexorable far than empty tigers or the roaring sea.
I will be gone, sir, and not trouble ye.
So shalt thou show me friendship? Take thou that, live and be prosperous, and farewell, good fellow.
For all the same, I'll hide me hereabout. His looks I fear, and his intents I doubt.
Thou detestable maw, thou womb of death, gorged with the dearest morsel of the earth. Thus I force thy jaws to open, and in despite I'll cram thee with more food.
This is that banished haughty Montague that murdered my love's cousin, with which grief it is supposed that the fair creature died. And here is come to do some villainous shame to the dead bodies. I will apprehend him. Stop thy unhowled toil, vile Montague. Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey and go with me, for thou must die.
I must indeed, therefore I came hither. Good, gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man. Fly hence and leave me. Think upon these gone. Let them affright thee. I beseech thee, youth, put not another sin upon my head by urging me to fury. Oh, be gone. By heaven, I love thee better than myself, for I come hither armed against myself. Stay not, be gone, live, and hereafter say, at madman's mercy bid thee run away.
I do defy these conjurations and apprehend thee for a fellow.
Wilt thou provoke me? And have that, boy.
O Lord, they fight. I will go call the watch.
Oh, I'm slain! If thou be merciful, open the tomb and lay me with Juliet.
In faith, I will. Let me peruse this face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble county Paris, what said my man when my betossed soul did not attend him as we rode? I think he told me Paris should have married Juliet. Said he not so, or did I dream it so? Or am I mad hearing him talk of Juliet to think it was so? Oh, give me thy hand, one writ with me in sour misfortune's book. I'll bury thee in a triumphant grave. A grave? Oh no, a lantern. Slaughtered youth. For here lies Juliet, and her beauty makes this vault a feasting presence full of light. Dead, lie thou there. by a dead man interred. How oft when men are at the point of death have they been merry, which their keepers call a lightning before death? Oh, how I may call this a lightning. Oh, my love. My wife. Death that hath sucked the honey of thy breath hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered, beauty's a sign yet is crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks, and death's pale flag is not advanced there. Tybalt, liest thou there in thy bloody sheet? Oh, what more favor can I do for thee, than with the hand that cuts thy youth in twain, to sunder his that was thine enemy? Forgive me, cousin. Ah, dear Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous, and that the lean, abhorred monster keeps thee here in dark to be his paramour? For fear of that, I will stay with thee, and never from this palace of dim night depart again. Here I will remain, with worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, oh, you doors of breath, see with a righteous kiss a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct. Come, unsavory death. Thou desperate pilot, now at once run on with the dashing rocks thy seasick weary bark. Here's to my love. O true apothecary, thy drugs are quick, thus with a kiss I die.
St. Francis be my speed. How often have my old feet stumbled upon graves. Who did?
Here's one, a friend, and one that knows you well.
Bliss be upon you. Tell me, good my friend, what torch is yond, which vainly lends his light to grubs and eyeless skulls, as I discern it burneth in the Capulets' monument.
Now so, holy sir, there's my master, one that you love.
Who is it?
Romeo,
How long hath he been there?
full half an hour.
Go with me to the vault.
I dare not, sir. My master knows not, but I'm gone hence, and fearfully did men's me with death, and I did stay to look on him hence.
Stay then, I'll go alone. Fear comes upon me. Oh, I fear some ill and thrifty thing.
As I did sleep under this year tree here, and dream at my master's in another fought, and that my master slew him.
Romeo! Alack, alack, what blood is this which stains the stony entrance of this sepulchre? What means these masterless and gory swords to be discolored by the place of peace? Romeo, O pale, who else? What, Paris too, and steeped in blood? Ah, what an unkind hour is guilty of such a lamentable chance. The lady stirs.
O comfortable friar, and where is my lord? I do remember where I should be, and there I am. Where is my Romeo?
I hear some noise. Lady, come from that nest of death, cogitation and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. Come, come away. Thy husband in thy bosom there is dead, in Paris to come. I'll dispose of thee among a sisterhood of holy nuns. Stay not to question, for the watch is coming. Come, go, good Juliet. I dare no longer stay.
Go get thee hence, for I will not away. What's this? A cup closed in my true love's hand? Poison, I see, hath been his timeless end. O churl, drunk all, and left no friendly drop to help me after. I will kiss thy lips, haply some poison yet doth hang on them, to make me die with a restorative. Thy lips are warm.
Lead, boy, which way?
Ye noise? Then I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger, this is thy sheath. There rust, and I will die.
This is the place there where the torch doth burn. Beautiful.
The ground is bloody. Search about the churchyard. Go, some of you, whoe'er you find a tap. Pitiful sight, here lies the county slain, and Juliet bleeding, warm and newly dead. Who hath lain here this 2 days buried? Go tell the prince, run to the Capulets, raise the Montagues, some other search. We see the ground whereon these woes do lie, but the true ground of all these piteous woes we cannot without circumstance descry.
Here is Romeo's man! We found him in the churchyard!
Hold him until the prince come hither.
Here is a friar that trembles, sighs, and weeps. We took his mattock and the spade from him, and he was coming from this churchyard side.
A great suspicion, stay the friar too.
What misadventure is so early up that calls our person from our morning rest? What should it be that is so shrieked abroad? Oh, the people in the street cry Romeo, some Juliet, and some Paris, and all run with open outcry towards our monument. What fear is this which startles in your ears?
Sovereign, here lies the county Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet dead before, warm and new killed.
Search, seek, and know how this foul murder comes.
Here is friar, and slaughtered Romeo's man, with instruments upon them fit to open these dead men's tombs.
Oh heavens! Oh wife! Look at how our daughter bleeds! This dagger has mistaken for lo his house is empty on the back of a Montague, and it's deceased in my daughter's bosom!
Oh me, the sight of death is as a bell that warns my old age to a sepulchre.
Come, Montague, for thou art early up to see thy son and heir more early down.
Alas, my liege, my wife is dead tonight. Grief on my son's exile has stopped her breath, while further woe conspires against mine age.
Look and thou shalt see.
O thou untaught, what manners is in this, to press before thy father's grave?
Seal up the mouth of the outrage for a while, till we can clear these ambiguities, and know their spring, their head, their true descent. And then will I be general of your woes, and lead you even to death. Meantime, forbear, and let mischance to sleep, to patience. Bring forth the parties of suspicion.
I am the greatest, able to do the least, yet most suspected, as the time and place doth make against me, of this direful murder. And here I stand, both to impeach and purge, myself condemned, myself excused. I will be brief, for my short date of death, it is not so long, is a tedious tale. Romeo, their dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she, their dead, that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, and their untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from this city, for whom, and not for Tybalt, Juliet pinned. You to remove that siege of grief from her, betrothed and would have married her perforce. To county Paris, then comes she to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some mean. To rid her from this second marriage, or in my cell, there would she kill herself. Then I gave her, so turred by my heart, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as I intended, for it wrought her the form of death. Meantime I writ to Romeo that he should hither come as the dire night to help take her from her borrowed grave, being the time the potion's force should cease. But which he bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back. Then, all alone, at the prefixed hour of her waking, came I to take her from her kindred vault, meaning to keep her closely at my cell, till I conveniently could send to Romeo. But when I came, some minute ere the time of her awakening, her untimely lay, the noble Paris and true Romeo dead. She wakes, and I entreated her come forth, and bear this work of heaven with patience. But then a noise did scare me from the tomb, and she, too desperate, would not go with me, but as it seems did violence on herself. And all this I know, and to the marriage her nurse is privy. And if I ought in this miscarried by my vault, let my old life be sacrificed some hour before his time, unto the rigor of the severest law.
We still have known thee for a holy man. Where's Romeo's man? What can he say to this?
I brought my master's news of Juliet's death, and then in post he came from Mantua to this same place, to this same monument. This letter he he early bid me give his father and threatened me with death. Going into the vault, I departed not and let him there.
Give me the letter, I will look on it. Where's the county's page that raised the watch? Sarai, what made your master in this place?
He came with flowers to strew the lady grave, and bid me stand aloof, and so did I. Anon comes one with light to ope the tomb, and by and by my master drew on him, and then I ran to call the watch.
This letter doth make good of the friar's words, their course of love, the tidings of their death, and here he writes that he did buy a poison of a poor apothecary, and therewithal came to his vault to die and lie with Juliet. Where be these enemies? Capulet, Montague? See what a scourge is laid upon your hate. That heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. And I, winking at your discords too, have lost a brace of kingsmen. All are punished.
Oh, brother Montague, give me that hand. This is my daughter's joinature, for no more can I demand.
But I will give thee more, for I will raise her statue in pure gold, that while Verona by the name is known. There shall no figure at such rate be set, as that of true and faithful Juliet.
As rich shall Romeo's by his ladies lie, poor sacrifices of his amenity.
A gleaming peace this morning with it brings, the sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence to leave more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned and some be punished. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.